So it's only the acceptance. Okay, after evaluation, the customer will award the project to us, so they will send the information. Okay, through email or through phone, like verbal acceptance or something, they will send an email. Okay, and sometimes we call it as SOW, statement of work. Okay, with the work order, they will give it to us. So that is the official announcement from the customer that they are giving the project to a services company. Next slide. So any project, when you say the project, it has to start with the manager. The project manager is very, very important. Okay, without the project manager, none of the things will start in the services company. So the moment a particular project is signed by the customer, then the senior management will assign a project manager for that particular project. Okay, so he is the sole responsibility for designing, development, executing, entire execution of the project lies with the project manager. Okay, so it's like every project is like a company in services. Okay, he is an MD of that particular project. Okay, he has to do everything. Whether resource assignment is concerned, or any problems are coming, how to solve it, any infrastructure issues, or any delivery issues, anything pertaining to the project, it is the project manager who has to take the sole responsibility of it. Okay, so that is why the project cycle starts with assigning a project manager. Okay, so we are assigning a project manager for a project, and then we proceed with the next step. And then when the project manager is assigned, the next step is we prepare a scope document. Okay, what is there in the exact scope which we need to develop. Okay, the scope has to be finalized because in the proposal it will be a very high level. Okay, so we can say that a construction of building block, which is a very high level proposal with some information on the spec. But when it comes to the software development system is concerned, the scope has to be finally written up in agreement with customers' requirement. Okay, so scope document is the key for a project manager. Based on that only, he starts the development process. Okay, so prepare the vision and scope document for the project, which defines the business background and what is the objective of the project and what is the high level scope of the project. Okay, this is where I told you. We have a functional document. The functional specification document is the scope document for a project. Once the functional document is completed, then we can go for a technical document, which is the detailed design document. Okay, which is nothing but in the high level language, either Java or .NET. We will see that what kind of detail we have to provide, and based on this, we can proceed on it. Yeah, next. So we call it as a business requirement. Functional document is the terminology is BRD, business requirement document. So we prepare all the BRDs and that has to be signed by the customer. Okay. So the reason being is after 3 months if the customer comes and change any functionalities or adding a new functionality, for everything this document is the baseline. Once we get some BRD in place and signed with the customer, then any additional functionalities will require the additional efforts for software development. That is why BRD has to be developed initially and signed by the customer. So we can call it as an analysis phase where some of the developers or some of the business analysts will travel to the on-site, okay, and sit at the customer place and interact with them on daily basis and get the complete understanding of the system, put it in the Word document and get the approval by email, and then only you travel to offshore. So business requirement document is something which is done not at the offshore, it is done at the on-site, because the customer where is the place where we want to execute the project, that place itself we have to go in and talk to the so many end users and get the complete requirement. If there is any, our requirement collections are not proper, then the project is going to be a failure. 100% it is not going to be a good project if the requirements are not captured properly. So we need to send a good business analyst and a good architect at the site and get the complete understanding of the system and make sure that not only understanding, make sure that he has to document it in the BRD document. That is very, very important. Next. See, BRD is shared with the customer to ensure that customer requirements are captured properly. Okay. Otherwise, at the later point of time, when the project goes live, you will end up with so many customer issues. Next. Yeah, these are the another important documents. Statement of work. So when we have a BRD is done, your business requirement document is done, we prepare a statement of work and we get the sign of the customer. Because at later, that's why I told you previously, when any changes are there, we can always show the statement of work. This is what we are given as a statement of work. Based on that only we are delivered the project. Okay, so SOW is very important. Yeah. Then it is a kickoff meeting. So internally, in the services company, if your project is going to start with the statement of work in place, then entire focus shifted to within the company. Okay, this is within the company in the sense within the services company. But what we do, a project manager will call for a kickoff meeting. Okay, where he assigned a developers, an architect, okay, and there is a hardware guy, and there is some network person. Everybody will be there to the project. So we call everybody and kind of a presentation where we say that today onwards the project is going to start. This is the scope of the project, and this is the technology we are going to use, and these are all the developers within the project. So all these quality people, everybody will be part of the meeting, and we pick up the project officially inside the company. So that is the project kickoff. So planning. So what we do as a planning? So in the planning, we do a project plan. Okay, project plan, we have the MS project, and so many project planning softwares are there, where we do a Gantt chart, where what is the starting phase, what are the activities, okay, we call it as a work breakdown activities. What are the activities are there? For every activity, what is the start date, what is the end date, okay. So all these will be listed up, and we do the project plan. So the project starts on September 1st, and it is a 3 months project, so September, October, November. Until November, what are the activities to be done at offshore, who are responsibility for that project, and whoever responsible for this, what is their start date and what is their end date. So everything will be listed out in the project planning, and that will be circulated to all the stakeholders of the project. Stakeholders in the sense, it is a project team members, or it is a project manager, or sometimes even the customer representative. Everybody will know that this is what the project planning, and based on that project planning, we are going to execute the project. Okay, so that is the planning exercise. So all the documents are reviewed and all the plans which are there which will be done. You can see these output documents. Okay, you can see project plan, test plan, configuration plan. Okay, configuration plan is nothing but when we write a particular programming. Okay, say .NET programming. It needs to have particular configuration plan has to be enforced in such a way that today if you deliver it is the 1.0 version, okay, and later after some time there is some additional code is introduced, then we make it as a 1.1 version. So we can add the configurations, we can use some version control software. Based on that, we can release the programs to the customer. And then you have a risk plan, you have a communication plan, training plan, functional point analysis development. All these will come out of the planning phase. So everything with regard to that execution of the project, that will be there as part of the documents. That is why I told you CMOA. CMOA will verify all these documents are in place or not for the project. Okay. So these things will be prepared and then in place in a particular repository inside the company.
What is WBS?
WBS is the work breakdown structure. Okay. This is the work breakdown structure. When you say a particular business process, that needs to be divided into small activities. Okay. So when I say I am going for a lunch, and finishing it my spot. You are going there, sitting on the table, a plate is placed on the table, food is served, you are eating, you are finishing it, washing your hands, coming out of the lunch. Right? It is one process. You are going for a lunch, you completed the lunch, there is one process. But when it comes to WS, it is divided into small activities. That's what we call it as WS. So in project management, what we say is, any particular business process we are addressing to the customer, that has to be divided into small activities. That only it is manageable. See, why I am splitting like this is, every process